Alright guys, so here you can see right there underneath the hex beam the wire antenna, which is currently in 40-meter configuration, and right there you can see the connection between the wire and between the rope, and this connection I have to disconnect and put the coil for 80 meter, and then I will continue with the wire right there up to this rod. So I'm going now to disconnect and mount finally the coil right there to this point. Here I prepared a few parts what I will need for the installation. Here you can see two hooks which are made of stainless steel, which is the A4, and also here you can see the eyes for the rope and also for the wire. They protect the wires, and here you can see this very sturdy plasticky insulator which will be inside in the coil, and here will be hooks from one side, the wire from the antenna and the anon, and from the second side will be the rest of this wire, which is also already prepared with soldered eye on it. And this is very good wire. It is actually made for military purposes and or for military use. This is actually multi-stranded wire, let's say. Inside we have steel wires and a couple of copper wires inside. So this wire is very strong, and of course is good for the antennas. It was made for antennas in military. I think that it is a PK type of the wire. Also the same wire I have used in my antenna, and I will cut piece by piece and will find the best resonance on 80-meter band, and especially on the upper portion of 80-meter band. And this is actually how it looks like, and this actually will be inside the 80-meter coil. Also I plan to use for the wire, or for the wires, also this, I think this is the clamps in English. This is to secure or for secure the wire right after this eye. You will see that later in the video. Yeah, you can see that also here in the picture. So here is the hook, here's the eye, and here is this clamp. So here, as you can see, a final look at the insulator. You see that most of the part of interior of the coil will be filled by this only the plastic. So I presume that it shouldn't be any influence on the coil, or at least a minimal. And as antenna wire has been attached inside this clamp or securing bolt, let's say, and a leftover of the wire will be connected to the coil this way, like here. So I need to leave an extra length of the wire to be able to connect actually this wire here to the coil. All right, so I left I think 15 centimeters. Yeah, 15 centimeters of the wire is right here, and the same I will do on the opposite side, and here will be the wire from the antenna in a while. As you can clearly see, a huge difference in color. The sun has changed the color. This was the bottom part of the wire and this was the upper. So I presume the same will happen also here. Now I need to open this clamp and or what is that, and then I need to prolong this wire to be able to reach this screw on the coil. Also, I need to leave 15 centimeters of this wire, same as the wire before. It's quite solid. Okay, so we have spiders in it. So as you can see, there is 15 centimeters of the wire, and here in this point will be the eye, which I prepared already here in the insulator. It is also important to mention that if the extension wire is going downwards, also the antenna wire should go downwards to the eye. Alright, it is almost finished. Just need to tighten the nut on the antenna wire side, and as you can see right here that it is complete. So this is the central point which will be inserted inside the coil, and both sides of the wire will be connected to the coil. Now I just need to put the soldering eye here on this side, and then I will complete my coil. Here you can see this antenna wire, what contains actually. So here you can see four little steel wires inside. This is just a strap or rope inside this red one, and we have three copper wires inside. So this all is inside this green military wire, and I will solder both those wires together into a soldering eye. All right, I need to clean the soldering eye and put it on a coil. An eye has been cleaned. I put a little more solder inside this eye because of a waterproofing of the wire. A little later I will use a self-adhesive tape for this point. So my next step will be to put this extra wire inside the coil, and then I will be able to connect insulator or put insulator inside the coil and connect the wires to those two bolts. And now you can see how it will actually looks like. Okay, very important thing is that these insulator and eyes and everything inside is shorter than the wires which are connected to the coil. Then we know that all force between the antenna wire and extension wire is here on the insulator part, and those wires or extra wires will not break in the future. So this is how it should be connected and looks like. Now I need to tighten those two bolts over here, and I will experimenting with the length of this extra wire and the antenna analyzer. I want to be as straight up. Good. Okay, screws are secured now. I can go further for the extra wire and to find out what's the final length of this wire for 80 meters. So I just measured the length of this extension wire, and seems that the length is just a random length. It's almost 5 meter long, or maybe 5 meter long. So my idea is to use a 5 meter long wire for the beginning. It will be too long, but I will cut the wire piece by piece and we'll see how it will develop on 80 meter. I just want to be sure that I will find a right length of the wire. The antenna wire and rope has been prepared, and now let me explain what is my tactic, what I'm usually doing when I'm finding a right length of the antenna wire. So this is the antenna wire. It's connected to this clamp and to the eye made of the rope. I'm using a master-end rope, and which will be also permanently used in this antenna installation. Antenna rope, or the rope is connected to or fixed by this clamp, and the antenna wire is also fixed right here to the eye and by this very simple clamp. So I put the antenna up in the air, and I will measure the SWR on the antenna on 80 meter. I presume that 5 meters is too long, so the resonance will be much lower, below 3.5 megahertz. So I have to unlock this clamp, cut the wire, I think maybe even 1 meter or even more, and then I have to put this thing inside again and again and again and again, the same process until I get the best SWR in the phone section of 80 meter band. So let's go and hope that I will have some luck. Alright, so the coil is right up in the air and it really looks professional. Hi. Okay, so you see that the coil here, 5 meter of extra cable connected to the rope. Of course I have to make this wire shorter to be able to reach 80 meter, but I will do that right now. And here you see the wire and the antenna tower up in the air. So let's go for my antenna analyzer and see how it works. Okay, so here you can see my first scan with 5 meter long extension antenna wire, and you see that 1.8 megahertz is quite nice actually right now. So with 5 meter long wire I could work on 160, and other wires or other bands are a little off the frequency. This is actually 80 meter configuration. You see that the SWR is getting better around 2.5 megahertz, then it is going up, it's over the range of the range, and then it's going down back to maybe 5 megahertz, which is completely out of the band. So I'm going to cut maybe 1 meter off the wire, maybe even more, and we'll see what's gonna happen after that. Okay, I cut 1 meter, and you see this peak. It is getting closer to 3.5 megahertz band, which is right there in this blue line. I don't know if you see that. So 1 meter, and I'm a little closer, so I need to cut even more. So I'm currently on 4 meters. Alright, I cut another 1 meter, so I'm currently on 3 meter long extra cable or extra wire. I cut 70 centimeters away from the wire, and look at the SWR, which is getting better. It is closer to 3.5 megahertz. Okay, this is 50 centimeter cut, and you see that the SWR 1.3 on 3.30 megahertz. To have a better view, I changed the frequency range of the measurement, which is between 3 megahertz and 4 megahertz. You see the curve even better right now. I'm very close to 80 meter band. Okay, good news. I'm currently on 1.5 meters, and you see that I just get into the 80 meter band. I'm currently on 3.58
plus minus. So I'm very close to the phone section, and my goal is to go up there to 3.7. Oh wow, that was so close. I'm currently on 130, 1 meter and 30 centimeters, plus minus of course, and as you see, I'm very close to my goal point. I'm currently on 3.737. Alright, antenna is down, and you see that how short is the wire actually. Okay, what do you think is the best? I think maybe here. Yeah, this is just my guess, so wish me luck. This is maybe how much? This is 8 centimeters cut. Oh gosh, I hope that I'm correct. So here is the eye and the rope. And I hope that I'm correct with this cut. Alright. And now I need to put the antenna up in the air. Alright guys, I have a bad news. As you see, my final cut has been too much, and yeah, SWR 1.5, but a little off the frequency. Maybe Americans would be happy, but not me. And now I have a little problem because I need to make another wire which will be a little longer than this one. I need to solder another eye to this wire, and yeah, I just need to correct this. Alright, so I need to make my antenna a little longer. This is what I don't want it, but I need to do. Well, so I cut 1.5 meter long extra cable, which is replacement for my older wire, which is too short actually. So this is 1.5 meter, and I think that I can repeat again the process with very small cutting and find the center point 3.77. So 1.5 meter long extension wire is up in the air, and let me see what the SWR is now. Alright, so with this new extension wire we are back in the game. So I'm very close to 3.7 megahertz, and now I need to cut the wire a little shorter pieces, like maybe 1 centimeters only. So as you see, that tuning the antenna is not always so easy. Okay guys, so I did here 7 cuts by 1 centimeters each, and I finally got a perfect SWR in the point of 3.7 megahertz or 3.77 megahertz. As you can see right here on this analyzer, that this is the minimum peak 3771, which is the SWR 1.5. If I go to the upper edge of the band here in Europe, which is 3.8 megahertz, you see that the SWR is still around 2.2. If I go down to a minimum 2 SWR or maximum SWR, but minimum frequency, it's the around 3.745 or 3.745. This is a 2.0 SWR minimum frequency. But as my transceiver ICOM 7610 includes automatic tuner, which can tune the frequencies up to 3 SWR, so I'm able to work on all those frequencies and even more. So I can go down to, let's say, here, so on 3.720. So in this range actually I can work with my automatic tuner in the transceiver, but my goal was 3.770, which is in the upper section of the phone on 80 meter band, and I get it. So in conclusion, I actually cut 7 pieces of 1 centimeters, and that means that 100 or 1.5 meters or 150 centimeters minus 7 centimeters is 143 centimeters long extension wire on the antenna. So as you see that the final cut has been made, and actually my conclusion is that if you made the same antenna coil as I did, you need 143 centimeter long wire to there. Okay, so 80 meter band antenna has been made already, and this antenna coil. So now I need to finish some things. I need to put down the antenna clean, and I need to cover the electrical parts of this coil, and I need to cover them by the self-adhesive tape to cover them against the weather conditions. So here I have this self-adhesive tape, which is perfect against the weather conditions, against the water, cold and also heat. I have proofed it, and I am using it also on my hex beam antenna. So you see here the final appearance of this coil. You see that everything is protected by this self-adhesive tape, and I'm not gonna put anything on top of this coil because it's really very difficult to put here, or maybe heat shrink or something, because of this very high points. I don't have such a big heat shrink. Maybe if I had one, maybe I will put some of them, but otherwise I'm not going to put anything here. Maybe I could increase the weight of this little whole thing. So this is the final appearance, and this is gonna be, or going to the air, and then I'm going to try my first QSO with this new, actually a new antenna. So here is my antenna. In its final state.